Hey everyone, you're in the office with Joseph Skoda. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about, well, not necessarily frustration or stress, but what about that darn stubbornness? Or worse yet, maybe that chip on the shoulder. A lot of us get attitudes because of the way we've been treated, or, obviously our experiences, or maybe fear of the unknown. So why do we have to have that attitude? Instead of embracing change, maybe being friendly, give a smile towards someone even if we don't know them? Why do we must think we have to have a front? Why we need to have that armor on, that barrier up, that wall, so no one can see deep down inside of us, so what makes us tick? Believe it or not, most humans want the same things. We want love, we want security, we want financial security, and basically we want to have our loved ones around and the freedom to pray the way we want to pray, vacation, live the way we want a vacation to live, and get the jobs that we want to have. We all want those genuine, general things in life. But sometimes someone will bend us wrong, twist us wrong, maybe change the words or the meaning of what we're trying to say. And we see, especially in the corporate ladder, sometimes someone will try to step on your back or push you to the side or tell the superiors that maybe you're not worthy of the promotion or even the opportunity to work in a particular organization. Sure, and we hear it all the time. You either get bitter or you get better. But a lot of us want to kind of get both. We want to be bitter and better. Now, as you know, we get bitter. We get that chip. I'll show you. Obviously, the whole bag doesn't work. Sometimes just one chip at a time. We get that chip on our shoulder. And we just dare you to come and try to knock it off. Now, sure, you might just get a little hammer and say, I dare you, just knock that little chip off. Boom. Right? Sometimes people just enough. And that little hammer right here, sure, knocked the chip off my shoulder, but it kind of just irritated me. Maybe it woke me up and says, yo, knock out of it, snap out of it. There are more important things in life than to be bitter over the way someone treated you, right? Sure, that's real common. So what happens if, let's say, it was a small chip? What happens if you get a bigger chip on your shoulder, right? And maybe you've had there for a while and it doesn't want to go anywhere. So what are you going to do to challenge someone, right? Say, I dare you take that chip off my shoulder. Because quite frankly, this isn't going to do it. So we'll often challenge the person. We'll have the chip, but we'll challenge the other person. Come knock it off. You pushed me far enough. You pushed me to the this here, I headed up to here moment. What are you going to do about it? Now, sometimes when we challenge other people like that, they may back off because they know we're hurt, we're serious, and we may want to get even one day. But every now and then, someone's going to keep pushing your buttons. Keep pushing my buttons. And what they're going to say is, yeah, that's all right. I don't need that. We understand that's not going to work. I've got a better idea. Come on. Come on. I'll knock that chip off your shoulder and knock you in the next week. So they'll knock that chip. Boom. Oh, boy. Sometimes they'll break it up coming off your shoulders like that. Now, when someone, we hear that tit for tat. When someone hits you a little bit or says something belittling to you, sometimes we want to get back and kind of one-up them. They pull a prank on us, we want to up one on them and try to prove that we can do a bigger prank or a bigger put down or get them in more trouble at their jobs. Or worse yet, the credibility, maybe not just at work, but at home and with their loved ones. I'm going to tell you, as we get the chips on our shoulder and the bag gets thicker and thicker and thicker, it gets harder for us to be our real selves because we always have that front and we're afraid. We're afraid to let people in our inner self. Now, sometimes, especially with couples, when they're out in public, they rarely hold hands, or they may, but sometimes people don't even know the couples are dating because they seem so cordial, just friendly on the outside. They don't want anyone to know, so they can't interfere in the relationship or maybe jump to the wrong conclusions or whatever. So they'll get in the inside voice, the inside person, where they'll share obviously intimate moments indoors, but they'll share real conversations. They'll watch real movies. They'll cook and have an excellent meal between the couple. But they don't want the rest of the world to know what's going on between them. Now, sometimes because one or both individuals have been hurt through previous relationships, sure, that happens. And we're afraid if it doesn't work out, all of our friends and family are going to throw us a pity party or something like that. And pity parties suck. It makes you feel, in a way, you're not worthy. You're not stepping up to the plate. Or once again, reminding you of what you did wrong. And you're going to hear when relationships break up, your best friends will say, okay, they're either going to badmouth the other person or look at you and say, what did you do wrong this time? And we don't want to hear that. And sometimes we know we're in the wrong, or maybe the other person was in the wrong, and we just kind of want to deal with it in our own way. Hopefully you're still on a friendly basis or friendly relationship with the other person, whether or not you're dating. But we have to have faith. We need to stop hiding from the public or what others may say. And we need to get rid of that darn chip on our shoulder. Sure, I think 90% of humans, or probably even more, have had breakups or at least heartaches in their life. Family member dies or passes away, a best friend, a pet. You have a bad work experience, you get bullied at school, relationships, maybe a bad hair day, whatever it may be. But we need to get rid of that bitterness. We need to put that smile on and say, come on, world, come at me. Let me have it. Let me have it. Now, they say always expect the worst out of people. Therefore, keep your expectations low, then you don't have anything to really worry about because you didn't expect anything to begin with. I challenge you to get rid of that thinking. Expect the best out of people. Expect respect. Expect someone's going to be friendly towards you and kind. Expect that your new job is going to embrace you and help you up the ladder with your experience and open up opportunities and doors for you. But when you and I have an attitude, regardless of where it came from, it's always from a past experience, or someone told us that we need to keep up this front and not trust anyone. And that gives us attitude, and that limits, quite frankly, limits our opportunities in this world. I'm challenging you to get rid of that chip, to open up your hearts, open up your minds, and don't be afraid of other people. Sure, white, black, yellow, red, green, blue, we come in all skin tones, brown, of course, from all nationalities around the world. Now, deep down inside, we all want to feel safe. We all want to feel love. We want that financial security and security to pray, live, work, vacation, where and when we want to. And when we try to understand each other and what makes one another tick, we'll find out we have more in common than we do not in common. Listen to that. It's real serious. You can have the big chip, you get rid of this little hammer and keep chipping at it, or maybe even a little knife and get some of the crumbs off of you. But I urge you, keep the big hammer at home, because there's a time and place for everything. And you don't need to leave the house every day with one of these. Sure, keep it behind your door, keep it in the backseat of your car. That's fine. But seriously, try to let go of the armor. Open up yourself. Always be friendly. Sure, they say trust but verify. We do have a lot of bad people out there. But deep down inside, because they've been hurt also and have learned not to trust others. Trust but verify. Keep yourself safe. Take care of your family at all expenses within reason, legal reasons. And do your best to open up your heart, your dreams, your goals once again. And get rid of that damn chip on your shoulder. Have a great day. This is Joseph Skoda, and I look forward to talking to you with a smile.
Are you at a crossroads in your life? Sick of your unfulfilling and stressful job? Wouldn't you rather have fun, freedom, and fulfillment in your life? World Ventures can help you experience more passion and adventure with amazing vacations at an affordable price. 5-star VIP vacations at 2-star prices with our total vacation packages. By joining the VIP Vacation Club, you can enjoy your vacation in style. You should be here.
Hello, everyone. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Joseph Stephen Skoda III. Now, if you can look at my shirt that says Alaskan Amber. Now, I've been to Alaska a couple times. And I don't know about the amber, but obviously beer's made there. And I've been to a lot of places in the United States and even around the world that make different kinds of alcohol. Now, what kind of tourist or even citizen would I be if I did not experiment or at least try the alcohol, whatever they had to give us tourists at the time? Now, what basically I want to say is I want to talk a little bit about get over it and what's really important. Now, deep down inside, most of us have obviously had a drink or two at our time. Some of us smoke marijuana and did other things. I'm not going to talk about what I did or didn't do. Quite frankly, I haven't even thought about smoking marijuana since I was a teenager. And that was a long, long time ago. But why do we prejudge others? Why do we look at someone, maybe millennial, kind of out there, not know where they're going or what they're thinking, and we try to compare them to someone in their 50s, 60s, or 70s having a couple drinks at the bar? Now, the bottom line is some of us are trying to forget things. Some of us are trying to experience new things. But the point is, a lot of us have our own vices. Your vice might be maybe a marijuana, it might be even a cigar, it might be a beer, could even be a Bloody Mary. The point is, a lot of us have different vices. Some is sexual, some is, your vice might be art or writing or poetry. And I commend you for that, or even music. But we all try to find a way to step back, refocus, maybe forget our troubles at the time. We all do. Because you and I both have had issues, some in the past, some present, some that we're afraid of in the future. Death, relationships, anger, bitterness. We all experience those issues. And if you have children, you're experiencing them all at the same time. Anger, bitterness, frustration. Most of us parents go through that. And then we get sad, we get the empty nest syndrome when our children actually leave the house. Or at least they think they're leaving, or we think they're leaving. But more often than not, they end up back at home. So, what are we doing to entice them or encourage our offspring to move out? Obviously, we indulge too much in whatever our vices are, drinking or illicit drugs or whatever it may be. When we run into that attitude or that lifestyle, we often encourage our offspring and our children to come back and kind of do the same thing, where we run into a situation where we're enabling one another. Sure, I might drink and my kids might do marijuana, or some other kids might do other, maybe sexual behavior. But the point is, we all have vices. We all want to get away into a different world from time to time. And how are we portraying that, or how do we make that safe? Obviously, if you're drinking, or I think even smoking marijuana, you have to be at least 21 years or older. And obviously, marijuana is a federal offense and not legal in every state, unless you have a medical reason to, something like that. And we all, trust me, we all suffer from depression, anxiety from time to time. We all do. We don't all need to drink or smoke dope to make ourselves feel better. Sometimes just counseling, sometimes just speaking to a friend, a BFF, as they call, to help us through those difficult times of our life. So, regardless if you've experimented outside that general friendship with a friend of yours, keep it to a minimum. Keep your drinking to a minimum. Keep your smoking to a minimum. Keep your whatever to a minimum. Because quite frankly, you drink too much, you smoke too much, you have too much sexual relationships, it will catch up with you. We see it all the time in Congress and people going for the Supreme Court and other leadership positions in our nation. If you've had too much or even not enough sex, if you had too much or even not enough to drink, if you had too much or not even enough to smoke, it can and most likely affect you and those around you. You could have been a rottenest kid, been a womanizer, been a drinking alcoholic, and married into a Christian family or a Christian wife and bring up your kids in Christian values, and your whole mindset changed over the years. But in today's society, we go back 5, 10, 20, 30, even 40 years to find out your flaws. Sadly, there are a lot of good people being snubbed at and turned away from leadership positions in our government for something they did a long time ago. It's sad. If we look at the way the rules are today, many of us, probably most of us, will be ineligible to apply for those upper leadership positions. Now, quite frankly, if you haven't been down the dumps, or you haven't been drinking your sorrows away, or if you haven't been whatever, you truly haven't experienced what most of us go through. So how can you relate if you haven't been down the dumps with a couple drinks, or passed out or barfed at a party? How can you relate to the common person? Damn it, America. Leave those people alone. Leave you and I alone from the past. God forgives us our trespasses, and God willing, our spouses, our significant others will, provided we have actually changed from what we were thinking, what we were once upon a time. We cannot keep going in the past and say, whoa, back when you're 21 years ago, you talked to this girl that way, or you thought about having a threesome this way, or boy, if everyone smoked dope, we can do whatever. Please hold that against you and I. We all have a past. We all have desires and anxieties and even peer pressure. Now, quite frankly, if something happened to you, a gang rape, a threat, a violent act, and you didn't act upon it right away, please don't bring it up 20, 30, 40 years later, especially as someone who's changed their life around and trying to make it better and kind of repented in a way, because if we're going to attract a significant other, we kind of have to repent or come forward on things we've done in the past. Please stop blaming everyone for things that happened to us. I'm not blaming. Sexual harassment is bad. Rape is obviously a lot worse. And sometimes there's a fine line. Now, please don't wait 5, 10, 20 years or more to report it. Do it right away, or just pray that never happens again, and pray for the one that did the bad things against you, and we can all get over it. We're not perfect. We are all sinners, whatever that may be. Sexual trans guilty, stealing, lying, cheating, all of those things. Just study the 10 Commandments. Put God first, because each and every one of us has failed him and caused him the blues in one way or another. Don't blame each other. Pray for each other. Pray for our leadership, and do our best to support each other. But quite frankly, if you did someone wrong, whatever it is, apologize sincerely and say, I was wrong, I'm sorry, and please forgive me. We need to ask for that forgiveness. But we need to ask for forgiveness for ourselves first before we ask others to forgive us. Because each and every one of us has done something wrong, and we've hurt others in our life. If we can't forgive ourselves as God forgives us, how can we ask others that we've done wrong to forgive us? You know, God and Jesus Christ will forgive us regardless of what our sin is. But we need to be sincere in asking for that forgiveness. So please apologize, and apologize from the heart. Because deep down inside, everything we do can and will affect us. But please give empathy for each and every individual, and give it your best action, because none of us are perfect, and we're all trying to get along in this world today. Yes, if you've done wrong, you better apologize and do your best to make amends to those you hurt. The media has no damn business getting in our lives. If I did you wrong, it's between you and I. If you did me wrong, between you and I, or whatever. But when we're rising to a different office politically or elsewhere, we're kind of in the spotlight. If we screwed up, we better made those amends a long time ago, or doing our best, or at least doing our best now to make it better. Don't hurt my family or someone else's family that you love and care about and are a good spouse to or family member for something that happened in the past. Those are separate issues. We need to continue to pray for one another, because we all have issues. Pray, beg, plead, give empathy to each other, and please let the world go around. If you and I did something wrong, we need to just man up to it and make it the best we can. But please don't be pointing the finger at others throughout their life when you and I have our own issues. Life is too short. If somebody's qualified for the job, let's support and definitely pray for them. This is Joseph Skoda, and I apologize to you if I've offended you any time in the past. And please, please forgive me. I didn't mean to do you wrong. I'm trying to do better things with my life, and I wish and pray for you also. Thank you so much.